Phosphogenics has a platform transdermal delivery technology called TPM. So TPM is built from vitamin E, and TPM allows us to increase the absorption of drugs into or through the skin. So it's a very broad platform technology, and we use it to either increase the efficacy of existing topical or transdermal products. So take that drug, reformulate with TPM, increase the absorption into the skin for better therapeutic benefit, or we take known drugs that are in the oral dosage form and make world-first transdermal products. So with the platform technology, we're very much about less risk. We're not a binary outcome company. If the lead product, God forbid, happens to fail, there are many other drugs we can reformulate with TPM to add commercial value. There are other transdermal delivery technologies. None of them have the benefits that ours do. So typically your skin is a very effective barrier. It's spent billions of years evolving to keep stuff out. It's very difficult to get stuff in. So all the easy drugs are done. So nicotine passes through the skin well, testosterone, nitroglycerin, fentanyl, these kind of things. For all the other drugs, we're after pretty special penetration enhancers, and ours is unique because it's built from vitamin E. So we can deliver things into the skin, and that delivery would ordinarily be quite damaging and irritating, but we have the vitamin E activity of our penetration enhancer to go about reducing any of the damage that would ordinarily occur through that delivery. Late last year, we announced, I guess, our best clinical results ever, which were the delivery of a drug called oxymorphone in therapeutic amounts across the skin. So using known drugs comes with a very key advantage for us. So oxymorphone is sold as Apana ER in the US as an oral drug. We don't have to prove that opioid works. It's approved because it works. It's because it's safe. Our hurdle is whether we can actually deliver it at amounts that would be considered therapeutic. And so we went into the clinic, we did phase 1 clinical studies where we applied our patch for 3 days, and what we saw over the course of those 3 days was that the blood concentrations of this drug were at levels equivalent to the oral dosage form. So as far as a risk profile, that's the sort of normal equivalent of a couple of phase 2 results, because we already know at that blood concentration that the drug will work because the FDA has already approved it as such. We've recently had the first commercial validation of our technology, so it's one thing me saying how good our TPM technology is, but Novartis licensed our product and they have launched it on market in India, so with a reformulated drug called diclofenac. So that's the global Voltaren brand. We reformulated Voltaren, we increased the delivery of the drug to make the product work better. Novartis acknowledged that the product is superior and have licensed it initially for India. So it's on market now, it's our first pharmaceutical product, we're very proud of it, and we're in discussions to expand into further global territories. So for the next 12 to 18 months, the focus is on the oxymorphone patch. So we've had this phase 1 result. We're aware of the implications of how significant that result is. We know big pharma companies have tried to make a transdermal oxymorphone patch and have failed. We know they've tried it because they've told us. So they've historically been quite sceptical that we would ever achieve it. We're now, having spoken to them, our risk profile has moved down the chain to other interactions with the FDA. So our plans with that product are to build value in it ahead of a potential licensing deal. So we'll do some PK studies in Australia this year, so there'll be news flow around that, to de-risk other aspects of the patch and define the label. Towards the end of the year or at the start of early next year, we'll submit an IND that will allow us to next year do a phase 2 clinical study in the US on US citizens. And so at the conclusion of that phase 2, so second half, maybe end of Q3 next year, we'll have top line results. We'll be in a very good position to be negotiating with potential licensees. Being a platform technology, we have interests across a number of sectors. We have our own personal care brand called BioElixir, which is sold all throughout Australia. GNC have licensed one of those products and sell it all throughout the US now. It's also sold all throughout Korea. So actually, for a biotech company, we're quite unique in that we actually have revenue coming in. And so this revenue gets funneled back into our pharmaceutical programs. And we also have interest in even the animal health sector and products on market there, which are actually generating revenues for us.